friends, so I am here with my first layout I'm going to work with for Mini Kit Monday. So first layout, and I think there's 5 Mondays in June. So I'll do 4 layouts with these kits, which is great. I don't have a large kit to start with because I'm going to see how much I can use. I have a piece of cardstock in a gorgeous color of blue. I have this sticker sheet from Cartabella Family Night. Lots of stickers left there. I've got an alpha, which is not a flat, I mean, it's a flat alpha, but it's more of like a deep charcoal black alpha. Some chipboard pieces by Pink Fresh. I want to use this word hello right here. I think that's Jen Hadfield. And then I have all of these great die cuts from the Cartabella collection, some enamel dots, and some scraps that I have left from the papers I did have. So, and let me show you the pictures I'm going to use. I have these right here. This is my youngest daughter, Ryan. This is my daughter, and this is my husband, and everybody is playing Connect 4 on this giant Connect 4 board that I picked up at Aldi. It's awesome if you're on the fence about it. So that's what I have. Oh, and then let me show you my master plans. So Dolly is coming up with our inspiration this month, and this is our mood board, which is kind of Father's Day themed and all of that, but there's gaming, there's, you know, like this little board with a coffee cup, ooh, another coffee, outdoors. I have a layout coming up or 2 with outdoor stuff. We have golfing, but what I see in here more than anything is this really nice blue and red, maybe bringing in some silver of the golf club. Some of these bright colors that say stay home, so that works for social distancing, lovey things, and a father and a small child or a grandfather or whatever. So the sketch I'm going to use, because she also provided sketches, which are my very favorite, is this sketch right here. I love it because you see scraps, which is what I have, right? With kind of a plain background, little bits down here. And I'll go ahead and put the sketch right here if I can remember when I'm doing my voiceover, okay? So you can kind of see what I have and where I go with it. Now, I know I'm not in my downstairs craft space. I'm upstairs at my regular work desk. And the reason for that is A, it's right here in my upstairs. B, I have 2 people who work from home right now. And yeah, it's too much with all the noise and all that of all 3 of us being down there. And another reason is my kids like to see me during the day, and when I get my craft on, you don't even see me. So this works out for everybody right now, and I hope you can put up with it. Okay, I'm gonna start scrapping and take you along with me. So you see there in the sketch, there's these blocks up in the top 2/3. There's kind of like 3 blocks. So that's what I'm gonna do when I create my upper portion of this, is I'm gonna create kind of like 3 different scrap clusters. I did clean up most of my pieces, got the branding strips off, and I want to make sure to add a tiny bit of this red scrap into each of the 3 clusters, just so that they have a bit of the same thing in each of them. Then what I'll go ahead and do is square them all up with a T-square ruler in a little bit. The 2 pieces you saw me just put on that lower right area, those were from when I created with this collection previously, and I had 2 different circle elements in a previous kit, so I said, hey, I'm just going to go with it and absolutely try to use up these scraps as much as possible. And I've been so surprised how much I've gotten out of this. I think I had 6 pieces of this pattern paper, I think, but I really love kind of the cool like Jetsons vibe of it, so I've used it up a bunch for like sports and all kinds of stuff like that. I've really enjoyed playing along with it. I've also mentioned before that I'm going to be using sketches in all of my layouts for this month, which I am so jazzed about. They're my favorite way to start layouts. And what else to tell you? I have sketches, and the mood board kind of dealio that Dolly came up with was very much like in the line of Father's Day, which is great. And let's see. And then, like I said, my other thing I'm really working on doing is making sure to use up as many of these scraps as I can from some of these collections that I previously have had on hand. And a big reason for that is I have new product that comes in all the time. I'm on a couple design teams for companies, and then I also belong to a kit club. So with that in mind, I have a lot of new product that comes in, and I decided I was not going to allow myself to use my new stuff from Scrap Room till I did another hard push on the last 2 months worth of kits that I already had received, if that makes sense. And also, the stuff from Scrap Room this month is very summer themed and travel themed, and yeah, I got nothing going on. So this works for me. So here you see I'm auditioning all of these different die cut pieces to see how much I can work in. Now, we were playing a game, but a lot of these pieces are like super themey about like making dinner or I guess eating dinner together or doing art projects or whatnot. So I'm doing whatever I can that will work towards like a game night kind of thing. And I do love the way it works. I mean, these are fun and whimsical and kind of old school. And I'll be repeating the family night over and over in my supplies. You see right there, I'm putting up this sentiment that, the frame in the frame thing on a little bit of fun foam. And that's something I really like to do, is use that element kind of the way it came with the frame and the piece on the inside, and I just put the inside piece on a little bit of foam, and it lets you have a little bit of shadow and interest, but we know that it's going to match up perfectly well. I did go ahead and put the smaller photo on the right that has the extreme glare. Sorry about that. I went ahead and put that up on just a little bit of fun foam. I used fun foam that has the adhesive on one side. You see the bright green stuff right there, and then I go ahead and put adhesive on the other side. Oh, what else to tell you? Oh, I know. I did ask my subbies if they wanted to send me any things to either scrap lift or sketches to work from, and I've received a couple, and don't worry, I'm going to be working on them in June. But if any of you guys want to send me any other inspiration things that you'd like to see me work with, even if it's scrap lifting you, just go ahead and leave a link down below. And if you don't have it in a situation where you can put a link, you can go ahead and send it to me on Messenger. That would be absolutely awesome. It's just something fun I thought I could play with for the summer or going forward, or we're just going to see how it goes. But I really did like the idea of it. I thought it would be fun and a little bit more interactive between myself and my subbies. So what else to tell you? I am filming this in May, so we're still under social distancing here. I know that it'll be opening up a lot more in my region in June, but this is when this part is getting filmed. And so, a lot of the layouts and whatnot that I'll have coming up on my channel, we're hiking locally. We're lucky enough to have a lot of hiking areas right where I live, and doing kind of like backyard things and hanging out around the house and all of that. My son goes back to work in very early June. So we'll see he's working from home, but he goes back into the office in early June. And I think my husband just works from home, and then my oldest daughter, she starts I think like August 12th or something like that is what her schedule is. And then my youngest daughter has no idea what her work schedule is yet, as she works for a ticket office at a university. So that's a little tricky. Look, I finally realized that I was getting glare. Go me. So now I'm looking on the sticker sheet and seeing what else I can add. You can tell that the base of this layout's done. I love it. I think it's actually awesome in that I used up all of these scraps that I had that didn't even look like it was possible to get a layout out of them. But I think it's interesting enough, and I think it did actually replicate the sketch enough that you can tell that I was at least inspired by the sketch. Now, keeping in mind, I don't use cardstock for my background regularly. I do now and again, but I don't use it all the time. So in that way as well, it's kind of like a fun change up for me. Now I'm going to see how many of these enamel dots I can get onto this layout. I have a couple that are not matching, and I decided to put them on first because I figured then I would actually really get them on there. I normally like to have repeating colors and all that kind of thing, so I figured if I just went for it, it would work. And I needed a little tiny bit of yellow in that cluster that I have on the far left. I'm using this little sticker piece with repeating words just to hide that little circle bit that I had cut out from using that pattern paper previously. Now it's layered up and a little wonky, and I think it looks absolutely cute. Now back to using all kinds of these enamel dots on this layout. Now, I do love it when you get these partial packs of enamel dots because you actually feel like you finished some of them up. I don't use the green though. I still have not used the green ones up, and it's kind of weird because I like green so much, but it really wasn't part of this layout vibe. I was doing a lot more of a red, blue, white kind of thing. Now for my mist on this, I'm using Heidi Swap Color Shine in navy because I had it next to me in my bin. And then I will use my beloved Jen Hadfield Gold Mist, which I've told you guys before, it's a great dupe to Heidi Swap Color Shine. It is gorgeous. And except for initially it's a lot more of a watery consistency, but it dries in that great metallic gold that we all love so much. And I get mine from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club in the a la carte section. They've ordered it a number of times and they keep bringing it back into the store. So if you are on the hunt for some, you can get it there. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Right now, I have 1 3/4 bottles, so I'm feeling good about things at this exact time with it. So this is going to be a bit of a close-up. You can see what I came up with. See how bold that gold is on the shine even before it is dried. So it will come out absolutely beautiful and it'll flatten down and all that when it soaks in. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Bye-bye.